The minister reaffirmed Africa's demand for a permanent and 2 additional non-permanent seats on the UN Security Council during the high-level debate on the maintenance of international peace and security underway in New York. The debate, chaired by Sierra Leone, sought to deliberate the historical injustice and enhance Africa's effective representation in the Security Council. Africa's demand for equitable representation is best outlined in the Ezulwini Consensus and the Sirte Declaration, jointly comprising the Common African Position on the UN Security Council reform. Minister Mushelenga told the session that the growing pressure from the continent's young population on leaders can no longer be ignored or postponed.
It would be remiss of me not to emphasize the patience Africa has exercised thus far. This patience does not mean acquiescence. However, over time, this is bound to diminish. Africa has a growing youth demographic whose degree of patience is minimal, particularly when their dreams of hope are shattered by the expedient tortoise pace at which the Security Council reform has been addressed.
Dr. Mushelenga also cautioned that by maintaining the current status, democratic global governance will remain elusive, and as such, it contradicts the most fundamental principles upon which the UN is founded.
The call for a council that reflects present-day realities is a march for progress in the world and not a request for a favor to the African continent. Oh yes, ours is a voice of reasoning signifying a legitimate plea for justice and advocacy for equality.
Africa's call for inclusion in UN's most powerful body has been receiving growing support, in line with the broader calls for total reform of the world body.
In times of crisis and geopolitical division, African countries are often amongst the first to champion peace, multilateral solutions, and adherence to international law and UN Charter. But African efforts and contributions are not being matched by Africa's representation. Ensuring this Council's full credibility and legitimacy means heeding the long-standing call for the UN General Assembly, from the UN General Assembly, various geographic groups, from the Arab group to the Benelux, Nordic and CARICOM countries, and some permanent members of this Council itself, to correct this injustice.
Blanche Coreses, NBC News.